Some stories are so powerful, so tragic that they almost seem to live in the very fabric of the items that were in the possession of those who were there, as if the tragedy is somehow locked within them forever. Some stories are so poignant that it's as if they were the creation of a skilled storyteller or a writer of fables, teaching us a moral of man's arrogance over nature, showing how nature will always teach mankind a lesson when his overconfidence excels reason. As for me, I'll never forget that warm afternoon in 1956, spent in my grandfather's attic. A strange twist of fate that ensured that the secrets that Grandad Charlie had held for so long were unlocked for another generation to learn from and to remember. My sister Susan and I desperately wanted some costumes for our forthcoming junior school play, when by chance we came upon a chest that Grandad had stored there for many years. A chest that had so many secrets locked inside its darkened and dusty oak walls. I remember the pain on Grandad Charlie's face as he shared his story. A tale of sacrifice and courage that I will never forget, till the day I die.
Grandad, what's that?
That's history, that is. Careful now, I don't want you hurting yourself.
Grandad Charlie, what's this? Is it old?
That's really ancient, that is. That's nearly as old as your grandmother. But don't you be telling her I said that, or you'll be getting me in trouble.
Is this one of Grandma's dolls?
I think it must be.
Can I have it?
I'm sure she'll let you have it if you ask her nicely. You know she likes giving you things.
Are these your medals, Grandad Charlie?
Let me see.
Wow. Can I take these to school to show my friends? They'll think I've got the bravest Grandad in the whole wide world.
Not brave, I'm afraid. Just lucky.
Why were you lucky, Grandad?
Lucky that none of those Jerry bullets had my name on it, I guess. I lost a lot of good chums during that bloomin' picnic.
What's in this box?
Looks like it must be 1,000 years old. What does the flag on the top mean? Is it a pirate's flag?
Wow, did you say pirates?
Did you ever meet any pirates on your travels? Perhaps when you worked on the ships? The ones Grandma told us about. She says you don't like talking about the days on your ships. Is that because of the pirates?
Let's have a look then, my shipmates.
What is it, Grandad? What's in the box?
Let me open it. Please, Grandad.
No, I found it. Let me open it.
What's the matter, Grandad? What's in there?
This is history. This is history.
Is that Grandma's jewellery?
This is what they call a cameo, my love. I bought it for your grandma, I did. Oh, if only it could talk.
What's wrong, Grandad Charlie? Why are you upset?
Too many memories, James. Too many memories.
What about this, Grandad? Is it a shawl? Was this a present for Grandma too?
That's right, young Susan, it was, but these gifts hold memories of a tragedy so great that no one involved will ever forget. There should be another item in this chest, a beautiful music box, but I'm not worried. I know it will be returned to me one day.
What do you mean?
Well, my dears, have you ever heard of the Titanic? The largest, grandest, most luxurious vessel that ever sailed the oceans. They called her the Ship of Dreams.
That was your ship, wasn't it, Grandad?
Is that the ship that sank?
Were you on it when it sank?
Don't be silly, James. If Grandad was on it when it sank, he wouldn't be here now talking to you, would he? Stupid.
Is this stuff from the Titanic, Grandad Charlie?
Is it, Grandad? Is it?
Whoa, young'uns. All these questions, you're making my head spin. So, you want to know about the Titanic?
Yes, please, Grandad.
Well, I said she was the Ship of Dreams, and indeed she was, but she was so much more than that to those who sailed in her. So, would you like to come aboard while I tell you her story?
Yes, please. We need tickets.
Show us your fare, then.
Here's £0.50, Grandad. Can I board now?
£0.50? That won't even get you a bunk in steerage with the rats.
Here's £1,000, Grandad Charlie.
Well, Master James, welcome to the White Star liner Titanic. Your first-class cabin awaits you.
Can I come aboard?
Of course you can, my lady. Sailing day. Who could have guessed that a dinner party in London in 1907 would have resulted in the launch of the world's most famous ship? After dinner that evening, Managing Director of the White Star Line, J. Bruce Ismay, and Chairman of Harland & Wolff Shipyard of Belfast, Lord Pirrie, drew up plans for 3 transatlantic liners. But not just ordinary liners, no. These were plans for 3 great liners. They would be larger, more spacious, and more luxurious than any other liner in the history of the world. The work on the first 2 soon began. The Olympic came first, and then the Titanic, the largest ship ever built, at an amazing 46,329 tons. The Titanic was ready to be launched in May 1911. On the 2nd of April 1912, Titanic underwent trials, and after meeting the standard for every test, set sail for Southampton, her port of embarkation. She was to leave Southampton on Wednesday, 10th of April at noon on her maiden voyage to New York. On the morning of April 10th, 1912, as the early morning fog slowly lifted, the dockside in Southampton bristled with excitement.
At White Star's berth 44, Titanic's majestic hull waited patiently, whilst a legion of dock workers and the Titanic's own crew prepared her for sailing. The wharf was crammed with crates of supplies and the cargo needed to ensure the comfort of her passengers. Chaotic scenes of dock workers, cranes and vehicles greeted the crowds of well-wishers from all over the town, and indeed from all over England, as they congregated on the dockside to ensure a final glimpse of the Leviathan before she set sail for America. 3 White Star boat trains bringing passengers from London's Waterloo station arrived between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. and the passengers began to board the ship in preparation for the noon sailing. Shortly after her departure, as Titanic set out to the River Test, the mooring lines of the liner New York snapped. A collision with the Titanic was narrowly avoided as she swung out of her berth. Once the New York was secure, Titanic was able to continue on her way and left Southampton at 1:30 p.m. for Cherbourg.
There were a great many wealthy passengers on board, some famous, some not so.
Who's that man, Grandad?
That's Mr. J. Bruce Ismay, president of the White Star Line, and a very clever fellow indeed. And behind him is Major A. Peuchen of the Canadian Rifles. Best not to pick a fight with him. Oh, boarding now is Major A.W. Butt, aide-de-camp to President Taft.
Grandad Charlie, who are the elderly couple over there?
Ah, here we have Mr. and Mrs. Isidore Strauss. He's a member of Congress and a multi-millionaire banker. The Strausses are also the owners of Macy's, the world's largest department store. Just as well your grandmother never got a shop there, or she would have had me in the poorhouse.
I must take after Grandma. I love shopping too, Grandad.
You're like your grandma in so many ways, Susan.
Who's next?
Next aboard is Mr. John B. Thayer. He's second vice president of the Pennsylvania Railroad, and worth a bob or two. But maybe not as wealthy as the gentleman beside him, Mr. Benjamin Guggenheim, multi-millionaire banker he is. Now, there's a real gentleman if ever there was one. Coming on board now is Mr. Charles M. Hayes, president of the Canadian Grand Trunk Railroad. Choo-choo! Ah, now following him is the beautiful and very elegant Countess of Roths. Over there is Sir Cosmo Duff Gordon with his beautiful wife, Lady Cosmo Duff Gordon, known as Lucille. I believe they're chatting to Mr. and Mrs. D.W. Marvin. He's the son of the head of a great American cinematograph firm. Just got married, they have. The paper said theirs was the first wedding ever to be cinematographed, and that's moving pictures to you and me. But do you know something? The ceremony was restaged for the camera. Look at them. Wedded bliss, eh? Some people say that this ship of dreams is unsinkable. Mrs. Albert Caldwell, watching the deckhands haul her luggage on in Southampton, asks one of them a question.
Is this ship really non-sinkable?
Yes, ma'am. God himself could not sink this ship.
After you.
Do you see those two gentlemen over there? Well, that's Captain E.J. Smith and Thomas Andrews. Captain Smith is making his final sailing as the new master of Titanic. He is liked and respected by the crews that serve under him, and it will be a fitting end to his distinguished 25-year career. A more popular captain there never was. He is known as the Millionaire's Captain due to his popularity with the wealthier passengers. Thomas Andrews, he is the head of Harland & Wolff's design department and the designer of Titanic. Andrews was not due to be travelling on Titanic's maiden voyage, but his uncle, Lord Perry, has fallen ill with the cold and is unable to travel, so Mr. Andrews has taken his place. It is the custom for a guaranteed group to travel on every ship designed by Harland & Wolff for her maiden voyage. Mr. Andrews is an outstanding engineer and a man of the utmost integrity. He will take it upon himself to make note of any changes or repairs needed, and these will be carried out on the Titanic's return to England. Between you and me, it's been said that the good gentleman prefers the Olympic to Titanic. It is certainly not unheard of for Thomas Andrews to fix trivial problems himself during the voyage. He must be enjoying this moment as the final preparations are made before the sailing of his latest ship. Not everyone who is meant to be on the Titanic this afternoon has made it. Some have been catching up with friends in the Grapes, a popular welcome house.
Hold on, Governor. Wait for us. Sorry, lads. The ship's contingent has been filled. You weren't here, so I filled your jobs. Just as well. Looks like you've left your sea legs in the Grapes.
Come on, Governor. What am I going to tell my missus?
Yeah, she won't be happy seeing him home again so soon.
She's never happy to see him at all.
Oh, God help me! God help me!
Take a good look, you two. Southampton is never to see the likes of her again. The largest man-made moving object in the world. She's 882 feet 9 inches long, 92 feet 6 inches wide, and 175 feet high from her keel to her funnel. A real beauty.
Godspeed, Titanic. Long may she sail.
Goodbye, Percy. Look after yourself. Don't worry about me and the kids. Goodbye, Charlie. Good luck. Safe passage. Miss you, farewell, Titanic. Safe passage. Farewell, Charles.
Goodbye, Titanic.
Goodbye, Titanic. Now, here's a fine-looking fellow and the finest baker in the land.
I've seen him before somewhere, Grandad Charlie.
That's the man in the old photograph with Grandma.
Of course it is. You were the baker on the Titanic, weren't you, Grandad Charlie?
That I was. I'm lucky enough to land the job of chief baker on the Pride of the White Star, particularly when so many hands have been laid off because of the gold strike. 17,000 men without work in Southampton alone. Even Titanic had been affected by the strike. She had to top up her own coal bunkers with coal acquired from other vessels laid up in Southampton, including White Star's own Oceanic and Majestic. Let's stand back and listen, and let those who were there tell their story.
Mary Sloane is a stewardess on board Titanic, and a good friend of mine from our days on the Olympic. Morning, Mary.
Morning, Charlie boy. Surely you haven't finished baking all your magnificent bread already?
Been baking since the crack of dawn, I have, Mary love. All these good passengers need feeding. They say there's some very wealthy folk on this voyage. The cream of society, I hear.
Yeah, like those two young gentlemen over there.
Ah, you never know, Mary. You might meet your Prince Charming on this trip.
You never know, Charlie, you never know. They're not exactly falling over themselves to meet a lowly Ulster lass like me, I'll tell you that for sure.
Excuse me, our name is Marshall. We're looking for the second-class cabins on E-deck. We seem to have got ourselves a little lost.
I think I've been reading this map upside down, darling.
Don't worry, Mrs. Marshall. She's such a monster of a ship. I'm still getting lost myself. Now, let me help you to your cabin. Don't forget me when you're baking your special cakes later on today, Charlie boy.
Don't fret, Mary. I'll save you your favourite.
He's the finest baker in the land, is our Charlie.
Accommodation aboard Titanic is the finest of any ship of the day. Her first-class staterooms are unsurpassed in their elegance, with brass bedsteads 4 feet wide, electric heaters, writing tables, lounge chairs, and adjoining inside cabins for one's personal servant. Some, such as cabin B59, opulently furnished in Dutch style. Titanic offers a swimming pool, a squash court, a gymnasium, and even a Turkish bath. The first-class passengers have the use of 3 lifts, and even second-class passengers have the previously unheard-of luxury of a lift. There's a delightful cafe, the Café Parisien, and a beautiful trellised veranda and a palm court. The first-class common rooms are decorated in the most superb style, with wood panelling, expensive furniture, and the most exquisite decorations and ornaments. Indeed, the second and third class accommodation on Titanic are generally considered to be equal to first class accommodation on any other vessel of the day. The Titanic's crowning glory is undoubtedly the first class grand staircase. It's elaborately decorated in oak with gilded balustrades and crowned with a wrought iron and glass dome that allows the light to cascade like millions of tiny rainbows down upon the staircase which descends to E-deck. "16-year-old Edith Brown, who was travelling to Seattle with her parents, commented to her mother,
"Isn't this a beautiful ship, Mother? One just sinks into the plush carpet up to one's ankles. All the cutlery is real silver and the linen is the finest I've come across on any of the ships we've sailed on."
In cabin C7, Miss Caroline Burnell is preparing to be escorted to dinner by friends she had met on her recent travels in Europe. Racing driver Washington Roebling II and the handsome widower Mr. Stephen Blackwell.
"Good evening, gentlemen. I'll be with you in just a moment. Please, help yourselves to a drink."
I must say, Stephen, this ship is living up to its reputation. A Turkish bath as well as squash courts. It makes this traveling malarkey almost bearable.
You're absolutely right, Roby. Last time we saw luxury like this, I believe we were in good old Paris.
Oh, pardon me, gentlemen. With your permission, may I continue to prepare the ladies' room for the evening?
Certainly, my dear. What's up, Blackwell? Still smarting over your defeat at squash?
Sorry, Roby, what was that? I was miles away.
I didn't think you were more than a few feet away, old chap. I've seen that look before, and mark my words, my dear friend, that look always means trouble.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you better than you know yourself, Blackwell.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I need to fetch some toiletries for Miss Bonnell.
Take your time, my dear. We've got 6 days to kill before New York.
Excuse me, miss. Have we met before? I feel like we've met before somewhere.
Oh, I don't think so, sir. I think I would remember a gentleman like yourself. Pardon me, sir.
She's a fine young filly.
You know, Roby, I must have met her before somewhere. I must have.
Blackwell, we've traveled halfway round the globe and you've had your pick of Europe society ladies? And you mean you're smitten with a chambermaid? Now I've seen everything.
Arriving in the late evening, passengers boarding at Cherbourg had to be ferried out on tenders because the French harbour was too shallow for Titanic to enter. Several passengers disembarked at Cherbourg as well, having purchased only cross-channel tickets. It was here the Titanic picked up additional passengers, including Margaret Brown. Maggie Brown was married to James Joseph Brown, who had made his money in silver mining. She was travelling in Egypt in 1912 when she received word that her grandson was ill. Maggie booked passage on a ship to return home, the Titanic. Also joining the ship at Cherbourg was Colonel John Jacob Astor, 47 years old and, without doubt, the wealthiest man aboard. He once said,
"A man who has $1 million is as well off as if he were rich."
Mr. George Widner and his son Harry came aboard in Cherbourg too. They made their money building streetcars in America, a bit like the trams we have in England. As well as the wealthier passengers, a number of poorer European immigrants also boarded at Cherbourg.
Not everyone aboard Titanic is what they seem. Travelling second class is a couple calling themselves Mr. and Mrs. Marshall. In reality, they are in fact Henry Samuel Morley and Miss Kate Phillips. They have left quite a scandal behind them in England. Henry, a senior partner in a firm in the Midlands, met Kate when she joined the flourishing firm as a shop assistant. The two soon began an affair that has led to them eloping to start a new life in America aboard Titanic, leaving Henry's wife and daughter behind.
Margaret Brown had wandered into second class, looking for old acquaintances who might have boarded in Southampton. It was not usual for first-class passengers to enter second-class quarters, but then Margaret Brown was not your usual first-class passenger. She came upon a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Marshall.
Why, look at you two lovebirds, closer than a pair of turtle doves.
Oh, it's so obvious. Mrs. Marshall and I are on our honeymoon.
What a delightful bride you have. It's a pleasure to meet you, my dear. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Margaret Brown.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Brown.
No, call me Maggie. Mrs. Brown makes me sound like a stuffy old aunt. So you're spending your honeymoon in the good old US of A, are you?
Not just our honeymoon, but the rest of our lives. We're going to start a new life in California. San Francisco, to be precise.
How exciting. I envy you. You must be thrilled, my dear.
Thrilled, certainly. But I must confess to feeling more than a little nervous too. A new life in a new country and a new husband is a big step.
Darling, you mustn't worry. America is a land of opportunity, and together there is nothing we can't overcome.
Hear, hear. Well said, young man.
Titanic's last point of embarkation was Queenstown, Ireland. As there was no dock in Queenstown Harbour large enough for Titanic, the passengers and cargo were brought out to join the ship by tender. It was from this port that the last photograph of Titanic was taken. At 1:30 p.m. on Friday, April the 12th, the starboard anchor was raised for the last time. Titanic set sail from Queenstown and headed for the open seas of the Atlantic Ocean, taking with her the hopes and dreams of her 898 crew members and 1,329 passengers.
Many of the passengers joining the Titanic at Queenstown were Irish immigrants. Among them, Miss Annie Catherine Kelly, Mr. John Burke, Mrs. Kate Burke, Mr. Patrick Canavan, Miss Mary Canavan, and 12-year-old James Flynn. They were travelling to the New World together to start a new business in Chicago.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. We must surely be in first class. Would you look at that? This surely can't be meant for the likes of us bog trotters.
I could be getting used to this. We can live in luxury all the way to Chicago now, Annie.
I've never seen anything like this before, Mary. I'm going to have my own bunk. Oh, surely heaven couldn't be greater than this.
Annie, why do some of the menfolk have to sleep at the other end of the ship?
Will you ignore that Egypt, Mary? He's as thick as a plank.
Take no notice of him. It's our John that's thick as a brick himself. I'll explain when you're older, Jimmy. Don't worry, we'll all be staying together, and in the morning we'll have breakfast fit for a king.
There'll be nothing but exploring for us now, Jimmy. A new life in a new country, just waiting for us. Far, far away.
First-class passengers passed the time by reading, conversation, card playing, and social interaction in the Parisien and veranda cafes. One of the favourite pastimes was dancing in the lounge, on the promenade deck decorated in the French Louis XV style.
I say, Stephen, what about the lovely Mrs. Candy over there? She seems very popular with the other single gentlemen on board. And the not-so-single gentleman, I might add.
No, she'd be too emancipated for me, with her fervent views on women's liberation.
Come on, old chap. If I wasn't married myself to the lovely Mrs. Roebling, then I'd find it hard to resist some of the charming debutantes on board this fine vessel.
I know, Roby, but they're just not her.
You've got to get that pretty little stewardess out of your mind. What would the society papers make of you and her back home? No. Totally unsuitable.
Well, the pity of it is, Roby, it doesn't matter how unsuitable she might be, you can't always choose who you fall in love with.
Isn't that the fine filly that's causing all this trouble over there?
Ah, indeed it is, Roby. Indeed it is.
Steward, please could you bring me a gin and orange? Thank you very much.
Hello there, Mary. Penny for your thoughts.
Sorry, Charlie boy, miles away.
So what's his name?
Cheeky bugger. I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I think he does. I don't think I ever saw a man so smitten. Prince Charming, just like I said.
Stop it, would you? The like of him wouldn't have no interest in me.
I wouldn't be so sure, Mary. You're as much a lady as any of the well-heeled passengers on this ship.
I can dream, Charlie. I can dream.
It's no good, Roby. I'm going to take the bull by the horns and talk to her.
I don't suppose there's anything I can say to talk you out of it, old fellow.
Don't even waste your breath, old chap. Excuse me, miss. If you would forgive me for being so forward, can I ask your name?
It's Mary, sir. Mary Sloan.
Well, Mary, I just wanted to thank you for making Miss Bonnell and Miss Wicks so comfortable.
You're most welcome, sir.
Look, Mary, we're only a few days from New York. I wish we could get to know each other better. I know that it might prove difficult, but what time do you finish your working day?
Not until 10:30, sir.
Then why don't you meet me then? Let's say 10:45 on the forward A deck, on the starboard side.
But, sir, I don't...
I'll wait for you then. And don't call me sir, call me Stephen.
Come on, Blackwell. They're waiting for us to make up a 4 for bridge.
I'm on my way, Roby. I'll be disappointed if you don't come.
Second-class passengers spent many an hour revelling over the latest scandals whilst strolling on the Titanic's promenade decks. Scandal was the very thing Mr. and Mrs. Marshall were trying to avoid as they walked the aft promenade deck.
Just relax, my dear. No one here knows anything about us.
I know you're right, Henry darling. It just plays on my mind that if they did know, well, the gossip would be, you know, quite unbearable.
I know, but this is a chance of a new life for us. Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too. I can't wait to get to San Francisco. We'll start afresh. No one will know what's happened and we won't have to worry anymore.
Put it out of your mind now, sweetheart. Let's just stroll along the promenade deck, like all the other couples on board. Everything will be all right when we reach America. I promise it will.
I just can't imagine what it's going to be like in San Francisco. Tell me about the cable cars again, Henry.
Oh, my dear. We will be there soon enough, and you can travel on the cable cars as often as you wish.
Meanwhile, in the second-class dining room, for many passengers the main topic of conversation was the sudden drop in air temperature.
Have you noticed how it has suddenly become terribly cold? Mother and I were freezing this morning as we took our daily walk around the boat deck.
You're absolutely right, my dear. I said exactly that to my husband when we were taking our constitutional earlier today. Yes, frightfully cold.
Third-class accommodation aboard Titanic, whilst not nearly as luxurious as first and second class, was much better than many of the steerage passengers were used to at home, and far superior to third-class accommodation on any other liner of the day, with the exception of the Olympic. Many third-class passengers whiled away the evenings below deck singing and dancing and sharing their hopes and dreams of their new life in America.
Jimmy boy, would you look at this? There's one hell of a party going on below decks tonight.
You be keeping your wandering eyes to yourself, John.
What are you talking about? The thought never entered me head. You always think the worst of me, Kate.
You, on the other hand, Annie, are free to catch the eye of any young, suitable, bonny lad.
Oh, Mary, would you give it a rest? I'm going to find myself a real gentleman in America. A gentleman who will treat me like a lady.
Can I try your beer again, John? Like I did when you took me to the pub.
Have you been leading the wee lad astray again?
As if a pillar of the community like myself would do such a thing. Oh, would you look at that? They're dancing a jig. Come on, let's join in, Jimmy.
Where are you going to stay when you get to Chicago, Annie?
With my cousins Anna and Mary Garvey. They live in Eugenie Street. I'm going to have my own room with my own big bed in it. Oh, bliss.
We're going to be staying with my sister in Ruby Street. I wonder if we'll be close to each other. I do hope so. I must admit to being a wee bit nervous. Chicago is said to be such a big place. It would be nice to know you're nearby. What do you think America will be like, Annie?
Just like the photos in those fancy magazines that Kate McGowan showed us, where ladies dress so elegantly. I've heard that the shops in Chicago have everything you could ever want.
And I've heard that the lake is so big in Chicago you can't see from one side to the other.
Everything in America is going to be bigger and better than we've ever known before.
Meanwhile, in the staff quarters, Charles was persuading Mary to meet Stephen.
But Charlie, what if I'm seen by any of the officers?
Look, Mary, go to him. I bought this shawl as a gift for my wife. I was saving it to give it to her for her birthday. Wear it tonight and no one will recognise you. Besides, it's cold out there. There won't be many folk on deck on a night like this.
Oh, it's beautiful. I couldn't.
Mary, you're not like me. You deserve so much more than a life serving on the oceans. So much more. Go to him.
Wish me luck, Charlie.
Mary, you came.
I'm not sure I should really be here, sir.
Sir, that makes me sound so old. No, like I said, call me Stephen, please.
I'm not sure I can. I'm not even sure I should be here tonight. I'm not sure this is a good idea at all. We should...
Trust me, Mary. You've got nothing to worry about. You're freezing. Come with me. It's more sheltered from the chilly April air over here. You have lovely eyes, Mary. I want to know all about you, where you're from, where you've sailed to, what you want to do with your life.
Gosh, so many questions.
We've got all night.
Evening, sir. Evening, Mum.
It's a cold one tonight, officer.
It certainly is, sir. Enjoy your evening. Good night, Mum.
We will, officer, we will. You see, he didn't even recognize you. You've got nothing to fear. Now, Mary, where were we? Oh yes, tell me where you've traveled to.
Well, I served on the Olympic before I was fortunate enough to be asked to join Titanic. I was on the Olympic when it was involved in that dreadful collision with the Hawk. Never been so frightened in my life.
That must have been dreadful for you. Tell me, Mary, where do you come from?
Ugh, I'm from Belfast. Have you ever been there?
Not yet, I'm afraid. I'm on my way home to the States from Europe. I've been touring France and Italy.
Oh, I'd love to go to Italy. Is it as romantic as people say it is?
It certainly is. Look at the stars, Mary. Look how bright they are. Look, the Big Dipper. Oh, of course, that's the Great Bear to you.
I don't think I've ever seen the stars so bright, not even on a cold Belfast night. The ocean is so dark. I'm not sure where the sky ends and the ocean begins. It's breathtaking.
You're absolutely right. It certainly is.
As Titanic, the epitome of style, luxury, elegance, and maritime safety, sailed steadfastly on into the cold, starlit, moonless North Atlantic night, no one could have known that in a few hours, a series of startling coincidences would change the fate of Titanic and its precious cargo of over 2,000 souls forever.